I can sometimes be a little, pugilistic. People say, like, what's your favorite blank? And I'm like, I don't have favorites. I philosophically don't subscribe to that. And it's true, I really don't, because you know what? It produces so much anxiety in me to have to choose a favorite. It's like, how could one opera possibly contain all of the ways, or encapsulate all the ways I feel about music and drama? On days that I'm feeling playful, I like an Offenbach opera or operetta. When I'm looking for the sublime, kind of simple, vulnerable expression of everyday humanity, a Mozart opera. And when I am looking for a deep, dark exploration of human psyche, Albenberg's Lulu compels me like no other, right? As Walt Whitman said, we all contain multitudes. And so I think a favorite is sort of an impossibility, at least for me, because I feel like, who I am, there's a constancy there, but the specific manifestation of that flavor, if you will, can be different day to day. It can be a little saltier, it can be a little sweeter, it can be a little more caramelized. When we think about Vedic philosophy and this idea that it's all one and that it's just oneness manifesting in myriad different ways, but that the source material is still all the same, favorites are a little antithetical to that. There's nothing wrong with having a preference. We're going to have preferences and we are going to be charmed, and it is our onus to follow that charm if we're meditating and connecting to our higher self, because that's what nature is wanting for us. My teacher Tom has a really beautiful story of how he made a really important connection in his life, essentially because he went and got figs for lunch one day. He doesn't even like figs so much, but he's like, I'm getting the charm for figs. I'm going to honor that. He goes, he's at the fig stand, and he meets this person who ends up being a very important connection for him. And so we follow the charm, but sometimes we can have different favorites on different days. If we even apply this to relationships, this idea of soulmates, my teacher has made the point that when you really cultivate this inner santosha, this inner contentment, there's actually various ways in which you can be happy in the world, or even various people at very different times in your life that you can be happy with. Some of us are going to end up with one partner for the totality of our adulthood. Other people, it might be a few different partners. The point is, it's whoever you are in that day. If you're showing up fully authentically as yourself, and you're not reliant on the other person for your happiness, but you're bringing your own fulfillment to the situation, there's a lot of different people who can meet you and be fulfilled with you. And so similarly, I suppose I don't believe in favorites because I feel like it limits the bounds of my love, of my expression of self. But that isn't to say that there are certain things I don't really like, because aversion is a form of charm. I don't love to go into cold water when it's really cold, even though that's the thing we do in India. Sometimes I do it as a kind of surrender to the practice. But sometimes, some mornings I'm like, no, I'm not going to go in because you know what? It's just not charming. So nothing wrong with having a favorite, but for whatever reason, it's a thing for me because I just love to honor the multitudes too much.